And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Open Mic Show with Steve Starr and Cash West. Tonight, we do not have Steve Starr. It's just me, Cash West, with a special guest, Dean Allen. How you doing, Dean?
Doing good. How you doing, Cash?
Not too bad, not too bad. So, got a few things to talk about tonight, and I know you wanted to come on to promote something you got going on. So we'll get into that. We'll get into a few other topics that we want to talk about that we had a nice little conversation about before the show. Something that made me laugh. You know, some people are funny.
Yeah.
That's just all I can say about it. People are funny. So we got a few things on the agenda. Little marijuana talk. Got a little bit of job talk and what I think's fucked up about certain things in the job market right now. We're going to talk about a haunted house in Tennessee. I think a lot of people have heard of by now, but if you haven't, we'll tell you all about it. It's been around for about 16 years, it said, so, you know, it's pretty popular, I guess. Also, we got a few streaming things to talk about and a teacher's situation in South Carolina. That's the thing that made me laugh, so we'll get to that.
Yeah, that was pretty good right there, I tell you.
So I was, earlier I was just looking around on Facebook and I found a link somebody had posted and I wanted to look at it. But it said that marijuana arrests are on the rise and have been rising since marijuana legalized in a few states. Study they had was in 2018 and it's been the highest since legalization as far as marijuana arrests have gone. Now, states that have legalized like, you know, Oregon, Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan. There's a couple others probably. Colorado, if I didn't say them. You know, yeah, all these states have legalized somewhat, either recreationally or medically, right?
To my knowledge.
So, crime and arrest for the most part, as far as marijuana, has dropped in these states, correct? So, what you're seeing is a rise in arrests in these states that are non-legal because not only has the black market always been there, so they're still getting arrested for that.
Oh, yeah.
Just, you know, growing their own weed, cultivating their own stuff. Now you're seeing an increase of dispensary products filtering into these states, right?
Oh, yes.
So if marijuana is still illegal on a federal level, it only makes sense that non-legal states' arrest rates are going up. Because all the black market is supplying from legal states, you know, they'll either have a card in that state and they'll sell it to their buddies who will then mule it out of state and they'll sell it to a third party out there. And then the third party gets busted and, you know, they may not know who's actually bringing it in, so they can't snitch them out or they just stay loyal and don't snitch them out. You know,
which is the right thing to do.
Exactly. So
don't be a snitch.
Yeah, don't be a snitch, please, you know. But they are seeing these arrests rise because of this fact that more people have access to marijuana now because mainly of medical, but Colorado, like I said, Oregon, like I said, California, recreational. So these states, near these states, or even across the damn country, are seeing a rise in arrests because there's more marijuana in the United States right now probably than there ever has been.
Oh, definitely.
Not saying there wasn't a fuck ton,
especially
but now you look at the commercial grows, like a few that just opened up here in Ohio, they're producing a lot of marijuana. You know what I mean? It's
mind-boggling.
You know,
hundreds of pounds. Things that just made me just
so
cringe.
You know, it's you're going to see the arrest. So the good thing is November 8th you can go out and vote.
Definitely vote
to you know, I think if it's in your state that's got it on the ballot, you need to vote for recreational. You know. These arrests will start going down. You know, the World Health Organization, they're holding on as long as they can, is what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to milk every motherfucking penny out of what they can before they're like, okay, it's no longer a Schedule 1. Yeah. It's open to everybody.
And what I don't get is we spend $20 million a year fighting marijuana and other drugs. We could spend that money helping vets. We could spend that money helping homeless. There's so many aspects that we could just delve that money out the right way. It's a plant. It's been here longer than us. It's been here forever. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, you're completely right. You know,
you never hear of anybody smoking a blunt and going and killing somebody or shooting up a 7.
Oh, they've got people out there saying that there is because they're using them scare tactics. I seen something earlier. Oh, it said that there is be careful. There is now fentanyl disguised as marijuana. Now, if you have a brain cell, you cannot disguise anything to look like marijuana but marijuana.
Right.
If you have ever smoked marijuana, you know the difference between marijuana and non-marijuana.
There's no other way.
Fentanyl, and goddamn, if you grabbed a bud to look at it, like, hey, let me look at that bud, and you grabbed it, you're dead instantly if it was fentanyl. But I'm pretty sure fentanyl does not look like marijuana.
No.
Okay? So this is another scare tactic. They put out an article, they're sharing it across Facebook. People I know are sharing it, and I have to call them out on it like, dude, use your head. Have you ever seen marijuana that's not look like marijuana?
Right.
Or vice versa.
I've been smoking since I was 16. I've seen a lot of different pot, but it's all looked
now
like
there's
pot.
there's no saying that can't nobody go out there and sprinkle cocaine on it or meth. Yeah. You know, if they break it up fine enough,
lace it.
It looks like by that time it looked like it's shining in trichomes. If it's got like meth or coke fucking sprinkled on it. So the worst they could do is lace it with fentanyl, but they're dumb doing that. Because then it takes breaking it down, and the touch of it can kill you. So these guys are not going to take the time to break it down and put it on your weed.
No, it's pointless. It's like counterfeiting.
Because it's not going to make you want to smoke. I'm telling you right now, you smoke fentanyl-laced marijuana, you're dead. Mm-hmm. And 2, it's not going to make you want to smoke more weed if you do live.
Yeah, it's going to serve you up.
Now, you take it into another aspect of the heroin world. Now, they're mixing this shit with heroin, but what do heroin addicts want? They want that bam. They want that knock me the fuck down shit, right? Yep. So what's fentanyl going to do? It's going to knock you the fuck down. That's going to make you want to come back for more if you live.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it on weed, people. Stop it. Stop with the scare tactics.
First high. Give me that first high. I always got to get that first high.
Exactly.
And you'll never get it.
No. You'll keep chasing that motherfucking dragon.
Smoked 16 years. I've never been as high as my first time. Oh, man.
I'm telling you, dude. Never. Well, I can attest that the first time I smoked dabs was like the first time I smoked weed. I was like, oh my God. What the fuck is this? This is what the kids been talking about? Oh, this is great. It's the future.
We need to do that, Cash. Get a dab, roll out a worm, roll up a spliff.
Yeah. No, I'm down. You see my empty containers. It's upsetting. Yeah, man. So I can see that the MJ arrests are up. They're trying to squeeze all them last tax dollars out of everything, arrest dollars, whatever, fines, whatever. And even, you know, with the World Health Organization having it on Schedule 1, the government makes money as long as they can before all these states legalize. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was funny. I worked with a cop. I'm not going to say his name, but he was a pot smoker. And he was always very lenient with people because he understood it was just a plant. And as long as they weren't intoxicated while driving, he'd cut them loose. But he always told me one thing. He's like, you know, if you want good pot, go to a cop. You're going to find it.
Oh, yeah, dude. You know, I got love for some police, and some police I can give a fuck about. Yeah. But I know a few good buddies that are good guys, man. They're good policemen. And I could attest that they're good guys and good cops. But there are some that I had a source that we mutually know tell me she dated a cop, and they would laugh about how they plant shit on people. I watched a video the other day of a cop planting a bag of meth on someone. It was insane. It was his own fucking body cam that caught him. His own office caught him.
Jeez.
A fucking idiot.
That's real. Yeah, it's real intelligent.
It happens. Dude, I watched a video of a black man in a car at the steering wheel. I'm tired of people saying this shit don't happen. It happens. Does it happen as much as they say it does? Probably not.
Right.
But I did watch a video of a black man recording himself the other day in a vehicle. And the cop said gun. And he's like, whoa. And he threw his hands out the window. He had a phone in one hand and his other hand empty. He said, man, you know you're lying right now. You just want to shoot me. I'm recording you. I'm recording this whole thing. And there's another cop right there that can hear him. And he's like, and the cop's like this the whole time. And he's like, open the door. Get out of the car. Open it. He's like, I ain't opening this fucking door. You want to shoot me. Yeah. He's like, you already said I got a gun and you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not opening the door. You're going to open the fucking door. Right. And then finally, the cop fucking, after like 5 minutes, after arguing with this dude's like, I'm not moving. You are not killing me tonight. You know what I mean? And finally, the cop opens the door and then slams him on the ground and proceeds to be an asshole about arresting him.
Another Rodney King cop.
You know, it's crazy because...
power power trips.
It's nuts, man. You know what I mean? So
worked
it
in
happens with the
prison, it's
police.
solid.
Like I said, there's good cops out there, there's bad cops out there. But I mean, if there wasn't police out there, I feel like it would be the Wild West sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so we gotta take it with a grain of salt.
We do. There has to be laws. There has to be structure.
Yeah, you have to have it.
But I think we should listen to our own people too.
No, I mean,
Most definitely.
there's people out there that could run this country better than them fuckers in Congress have been sitting in for the last 30 years. It's time to give the fuck up. The world's changing, whether we like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So
There's no stopping it.
Progress is progress. You know what I mean?
Term limits should be applied.
The fact that you got people in Congress for 30 to 40 years with the same ideas that they had 30 or 40 years ago is crazy to me.
It is.
And then you wonder why people are yelling out. Like, this is lovely. I've never had it flow into a next subject like this.
Right.
So I love this. Education and experience in the workforce. You got all these fucking companies that want you to have an associate's or a bachelor's or 3 to 4 years experience. As an 18-year-old, that's impossible.
Right.
So these kids come out of high school with no fucking, God bless them if they do go to trade school or they do pursue an education if their parents can afford it or if they want to pay back that fucking debt. The only reason I go to college and pursue a degree is because I have a GI Bill. If I had no GI Bill, you wouldn't catch me at a fucking college.
I don't blame you.
Because one, they're indoctrinated. And I have to fucking bite my tongue a few times in college, right? Just because I want to get my degree because there is a fucking purpose to my degree and I want to help people. So I bite my tongue on certain, like when I was in sociology class or when I was in psychology class, and then people would say some fucking things, and it would come out of people's mouths that you're like, you shouldn't even be talking right now. And I'm like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up and do my fucking classwork and get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So,
sociology.
It wasn't none of my teachers though. That was the good thing. It was the fucking students.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. But you wouldn't catch me to college if I didn't have a GI Bill.
I went. I will never go back.
Well, people are probably like, Cash, why don't you just use the GI Bill for a trade school? Well, let me get my associates, and then that last year I will.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Pay off the little
Gotta have a
before you
backup
go to
plan.
the big one.
You know what I mean? So it's not even that. They send a check to the school and it's paid for.
Really?
I get a refund sometimes.
Very nice.
It is very nice. So that's why I'm saying, let me go ahead and get my little associates out the way. And then I still got a year of paid trade school to go to. Whether it be welding, electricity, or whatever I want to do. Podcasting, broadcasting. Could be anything. So, but as an 18-year-old kid coming out of high school, if they don't have the luxury of going to a trade school because they can't afford it or their parents can't afford it, or they don't have the luxury of going to college for the same reason, they need experience somehow. Well, people are like, oh, they get internships. Well, internships ain't always paid.
Internships are, they're usually never paid, and they're just that. Short term.
You have a scenario in the country where this 18-year-old kid has to take care of his mother because she's sick and she can't work. And his dad's dead or never showed back up.
Right.
What's that kid supposed to fucking do? The state don't give a fuck.
State doesn't care. Social Security.
He's 18 years old, probably don't know how to go apply for welfare.
Or talk to Social Security.
Exactly. There's a lot wrong in this country that people don't think about. Because they're too blind because what they have or what they were raised on. Because some people were fortunate enough to come to a normal home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they have the luxuries of going to these schools or going to whatever. As a white man, I was poor as fuck. My family came from Kentucky, and I think 12 of them lived in a shack on a mountain. And I mean a shack, It means a one shack. Not a fucking shack with 3 bedrooms built onto it. I'm talking a shack.
Just enough.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And they came, and my grandpa was a coal miner in Kentucky, and he died in 1966 when my dad was 2.
Jeez.
And then they all came to Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So we came from nothing, bro. When I say nothing, we came from nothing.
So you literally dug your way out.
I dug my way out. I joined the Army because guess what? Everybody says that motherfuckers that can't do for themselves join the Army. No, I seen a fucking opportunity where I could serve my country and then let them pay me back to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do my thing, and I'm okay. But I make it a point to everybody to know, though, that there's people out here that ain't as fortunate as me, or ain't as fortunate as a lot of people out here. You know, so this education and the workforce displacement shit, where you can't go into the job without 2 or 3 years experience and a bachelor's degree, is fucking asinine.
Yeah, and then you ask yourself, how am I supposed to get any experience, period? Nobody cares about McDonald's or Burger King.
No,
those are stepping stones.
That's if you want to go into retail.
Yeah.
Oh, you got customer service experience, now you can sell shit.
Right.
But that's the stepping stone. Now, if you play your cards right, that could work. Because then you could work yourself up to a lead position in management.
Yeah.
Now, if you hear me out.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart about it. Now, I'm not saying that these motherfuckers that go into these positions that come from nothing and then they go work at McDonald's and then they don't fuck off their whole life and smoke dope and fucking whatever. Not saying that smoking dope is bad. I'm just saying sometimes you do need to take a break to get yourself right? In the world and how it is today.
Yes.
You got to take a drug test here and there. So, to do what you got to do, you got to do what you got to do. But sometimes they don't have the right role models for that. So they end up in this fucking shit. But at the same time, if they do want to better themselves, jobs are still going to look at retail or McDonald's and be like, it's still not enough.
Right.
So I see what you're saying. So, but what's the fix is the question, because everybody's like, we're in a capitalistic society. Everybody can make it for themselves. Anybody can go out there and make something themselves.
That's what makes me so mad. What happened to, we used to care about each other. We used to take care of our neighbors. We used to be there for our family.
You're right.
60 years ago, things were so much different. You didn't hear about all the negativity. You didn't worry about locking your doors. I talked to a coworker at work today. He said, Dean, I used to go to school, come home, and I knew when the streetlights came on,
it was time to be in the fucking house.
His parents didn't have to worry. Everybody kept an eye on everybody. That's what we need again.
I seen a post today though that it really struck at home, because we don't have a lot of family reunions anymore. You don't have a lot of them big mamas on the the grandmas and the
right.
ones that took care of you and because your parents were running the streets. That's what we grew up on. My parents were 18 years old. Like I said, my dad came from a shack in Kentucky, didn't have a daddy, met a pretty girl in town, and got her I am. You know what I'm saying?
Surprise.
That's what happens. So, I don't even remember where I was going with that, but
I don't either.
there's no more family reunions. This is why we have the problems with the kids today, and why a lot of people my age are on dope. Like, I'm talking dope, I'm talking shooting your veins dope. So is because we don't have the grandmas watching over you and praying to you every night and saying everything's going to be all right. We don't have the grandpas that strap up their fucking boots and go to work and whatever, or the dads that even do that anymore.
Right.
These last 3 generations have been so fucked. I don't know maybe it was World War I and World War II that really started fucking shit up, because not saying that them guys didn't go over and do their thing, because we can never be thankful enough.
We could never be.
But their children must have suffered.
And they would have had to. I mean, I couldn't imagine it.
That's where the void comes in, is like everybody's on drugs or on alcohol because they're trying to fill these voids of people that weren't there. But they did a good job for a while. After World War II, I remember my family being big on my mom's side, and we'd have family, and same on my dad's, from coming Kentucky, that we'd go back every year. Yeah. And they'd have family reunions. And all your 20 fucking cousins. I come from a big family on both sides. I knew all my fucking cousins, every one of them. Now it's to that point now I don't know their kids or none of that, because we've all spread out. There's so many of us.
I was just saying.
But we got away from that.
I was fortunate enough, like you, my grandfather's father is what held us together. Every Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, we were there. It was family. But you're right. That generation dies off, and people our age, families just disperse.
I remember sitting down at the dinner table every night.
Yeah.
Till the time I was 16 or 17.
Not watching TV or on a phone. Actually, it was a family event. That's a rule in my house.
Now they're saying, well, Cash, why don't you do that now? You're right. My kids are assholes. And it's hard pressed to get us to sit down. And as busy as everybody is today, because you got people working 2 jobs, or the mom and dad work, or what. Nobody. It's like nobody does anymore. I'm not saying nobody. I know there's still people out there that do these things, but it's a lost art to have manners and take care of a family and do it right. And this country is lacking in all that. Period, man.
People like you and me, I've seen it. I know I've seen it from you. We really do strive to be that father figure.
Yeah, for sure,
and
dude.
You're right. It's so hard in our and the way we have to live nowadays. You're right. You have to have 2 jobs, or the wife and the husband have to work, and then you got to pay daycare, and daycare is outrageous.
Crazy. Crazy.
Everywhere you look, you're running into another wall, and as hard as you figure out to get over it, you just know another one's coming, and eventually it weighs on you.
They wonder why the suicide rate is as high as it is in the country. You got 22 vets a day killing themselves. You add that on to people who can't afford their mortgage or they think there's no other way to turn. It's crazy.
Personal note, by the way, if you are a vet, thank you for your service, whatever you did. Thank you. Always take time to thank a vet.
And personal note to that, if you are ever feeling like you want to harm yourself, there is a suicide hotline.
Yes.
Please call it. Do not take your own life. We do not want to ever hear, of any of our fans ever doing something like that. So if you ever need help, please reach out. You want to call the show or email the show and you need Cash to reach back out to you? peskycatent@gmail.com. I will gladly write you. For sure. So, all right, we're going to move on to the next subject. All right, man. What'd you come on here to promote?
Mostly I came on today to spend some time with you and talk to you about an idea I had. For the last year or so, I've been kicking around an idea of starting up a YouTube channel. And after about a year of looking into it and making some connections and figuring out the pros and cons, my children mostly really talked me into it. They want to do it. So here coming up in May, I'll be moving up to Michigan and taking some skills that I've learned here in good old Ohio and transporting up there, moving the family. We're looking to get some land. We did start a GoFundMe for the purchase of land and the starting of a YouTube channel to show people just how it can be done. It is a very hard thing, homesteading, and there's a lot to it, but it can be done. And I want to teach my children the right way to live. I don't want to see them behind their tablets and computers, and I want to see my kids grow up in the woods, hunting, fishing, playing ball, getting dirty, just playing in a mud bog. And my kids, they're all for it. I talked to my wife, and she told me to go ahead and try it, and where she is on board. And no matter what, in May we are heading to Michigan.
That's what's up. So there will be a GoFundMe on the page. We'll share the link for you. And hopefully our followers can at least share it or do what they can to donate. So homesteading, like you said, you want to teach them to fish, hunt, and all that jazz. Are you gonna do any type of like raising your own livestock or anything like that?
I thought hard about cattle, and after just years, I watch this one guy religiously, and he's really convinced me to go to a Kiko goat. Goat meat's far leaner,
right?
A lot less fat. The
right.
Milk is better for the human body. It does not need to be pasteurized.
Right.
So you have fresh milk every day.
Right.
It's nothing to go out and field
dress. What was the name of him?
Arms Family Homestead. You should definitely check him out. The guy's name is Daniel. He does a lot of videos with his son Houston. Great show. Definitely.
So they just raise goats?
He actually does full homesteading.
Yeah.
He has creeks. He teaches his kids to hunt, fish. His daughter slays deer. She just killed an 11 point not long ago. It was beautiful.
Nice. My buddy just killed a yearling.
I want to go so bad, and my oldest son's expressed some interest in going out. I don't think Mama's going to let that happen.
Yeah. Well, she's going to have to let him grow up. No, I'm just kidding.
I have to say, she's pretty good.
Yeah.
She's not super restrictive. Now, there is times she gives me that glance like...
well, if you are going out on open land like that, you do have to be careful,
yes.
because there is wild animal. So,
and, I'm teaching my son now. My son knows the difference between a gun and a toy, and he'll tell you, a gun is a tool. It's meant to protect or provide for your family. It's not a toy.
Right.
And I have guns in my home. They are out of the reach of my children, but my children know where they're at. And my son knows. If he touches that gun, he's not going to sit for a week.
Mm-hmm. Well, my son knows my son and daughter, they know if they grab the gun, the first thing to do is make sure it's on safe or the magazine is dropped and there's no bullet in the chamber. I've taught them that, but I have not showed them the revolver. I just got a revolver. I never had a revolver until now, so I need to teach them that.
Revolvers, I found, were a little bit more tricky.
Yes, they are, and you got to wait until them kids are ready.
Yeah,
revolvers you got to be experienced.
My oldest shot my 22, and the 22 pistol was harder for him to shoot than my AR.
Yeah,
and
they love shooting the AR.
Before you all damn me, just know. Mag was out. There was one in the chamber. The gun was safetied until he fired.
Right. Oh, my kids shoot my AR all the time.
Yeah, they love it. And you know what? A good buddy of mine said, you'll never get time back. You can lose everything, and it doesn't matter. But time, especially with your children, it's the little things like that they're going to remember when they're gone.
I would have got fried by the liberal media, and I still will if they ever see the video when my daughter was 9, and I had her out there with an AR Tactical 22 firing on the range, and I was with her though. I was holding it because she was still not used to it, even though it was a 22. Yeah. And I was doing it. But have they seen that shit right now?
Oh, yeah, they'd be freaking.
They'd fucking flip their... This is why we need to ban weapons, and the kids ain't need to... And
first of all, you're never going to ban a weapon. You know what?
Because you can make your own.
Take my guns. Take my knives. Take my swords. Go ahead. When push comes to shove, I will pick up a rock and bash your brains in to protect mine. If my family's in danger...
Yeah, for sure.
You're done.
I'm picking up a rock. I'm picking up a brick.
I don't need a gun.
My pit bull's going to do it for you.
We did it for years.
Yeah. I seen a fucked up video on the internet. This is graphic, so if you don't want to hear this, you need to turn your mic or your speakers down for about 30 seconds. Man, I seen a video the other day, and them videos get on Facebook sometimes. Them gory ones.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker was I guess it was in Mexico or something. The Sicarios. You ever seen the movie Sicario?
No, I don't watch too much.
You need to watch that shit. You really need to watch that shit.
Is it on Netflix?
If it ain't, you need to fucking figure a way to see it. Go rent the DVD.
Fair enough.
It is fucking... And 2. Sicario's 2.
Sicario's 1 and 2.
Anyway, I guess they're like... I don't know. I would call them like vigilante fucking... against maybe the cartel, or they are cartel. I don't think they're cartel. I think they're like vigilante... and they go against the cartel and shit. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me and let me know. I'll look into it after the show, and then I'll correct myself if I have to. Anyway, they don't take no shit. They're badasses. And there was a child rapist, wherever they were. Whether it be Mexico, Central America, whatever. They had a child rapist tied up on the ground. He was alive. But they had it like blurred out on the bottom half, and the title and the caption read, Sicarios let Pitbull, okay, this is graphic, let Pitbull chew the man's genitals off while he was awake and alive. Ooh. You could tell once I started the video. Look, I'm already desensitized. You all have heard this on the show before. I was in the Army, everything else. I was like, I'm going to watch the video real quick. I just, for a second, to see if it's real. And I turned it on. You could immediately see the guy was in shock.
Right.
Because I first focused on his face. And then I seen the pit bull. And then I was like, nope. And I stopped the video. And I was like, not doing it.
Yeah, but...
Not fucking doing it. And it was real. And I was like, whoa. That's some brutal shit. Now, get me wrong. I don't feel no kind of sympathy for him.
No pity for him.
No pity for him. It was just fucking, woo. It was too graphic.
I'm pretty strict with that myself.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool on watching that, but he got every fucking bit he deserved.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, and justice was served.
Yeah. We just talked about that.
If he raped a kid, justice was served, buddy.
Yeah, I don't care. You can call it a disease. You can call it whatever you want. Yeah. It's got to be somewhere embedded in your head that it is wrong.
Oh.
Come on.
If you know right from wrong for everything else, you don't murder people?
Right.
Then how can you say...
Oh, I didn't know any better.
I didn't know any better to rape a kid.
It's a disease.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If you know not to murder another person... then you know not to rape a kid.
Yeah, I know I'm not supposed to.
That whole thing is fucking ridiculous to me. So, I mean that's all I gotta say on it. That's all I gotta say. But I know I'd take a baby rapist, and I'd take his ass, and I would right off a fucking mountain. I'd throw him off a mountain.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I worked in a prison, and I tell you, we had to segregate anybody who was
they'll kill him.
Oh my god, yeah. And you had to watch them, and some of them were great people, but to hear their stories, you couldn't believe it. It mind blew you. And
really,
yeah,
like you wouldn't know, and then you
wouldn't
find out.
And it was like, whoa, really? You? Okay,
that's crazy. Yeah, man. But if them prisoners get their hands on them, they already know.
Oh man,
it's over.
It's nuts, and there's nothing. I don't care. You could be the biggest brass nut CEO there is. You don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Because one thing every single prisoner has in common is somewhere along the lines they're going to have a child or have had a child.
Right.
And nobody can tolerate that.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck that. So, speaking of gory, let's move on to the next subject.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of gory, there's a 16-year-old haunted maze. Is it a maze?
Haunted manor is what they...
Haunted
said
manor.
it was.
Okay, gotcha. Haunted manor. That you have to sign a 40-page waiver for.
First of all, that's nuts.
40 pages.
Nuts.
You got to be one dedicated motherfucker to read through that. Okay, but
I didn't
this
sign
is
that much for my house mortgage.
probably not. No.
It was like 13 pages.
Yeah, dude. 40 pages is already enough to make the weak of heart be like, you know what? I don't even want to read 40 pages. Fuck that. So, okay, it can last up to 10 hours. And then you told me, like, it's basically a bag of dog food is the entry.
Yeah, it's amazing. This guy owns 5 dogs, and the only thing you have to pay to do this is 1 bag of dog food, and it doesn't stipulate size.
What kind of dogs does he have?
I do believe the site listed it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I might be a little.
They must be big eating dogs.
Right.
All right, so you got to get a background check, you got to get a health release, you got to get a drug test on site, and you got to be 18. Okay? Now, this doesn't make you want to not go through it. They are allowed to shock you, submerge you underwater, slap you, tie you up, shave you, and give you unwanted dental care, is what it said, and dental work.
There was one other that a coworker told me about. He found they actually will lock you into a coffin as well. They will physically pick you up, put you in the coffin, and lock you.
As long as they don't bury me in the coffin.
they do not bury you. You are above ground.
I could deal with that.
Because that just puts your life at complete risk.
Yeah. So,
you know, all the rest of it.
Submersion underwater is pretty intense for me.
It is a nut.
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that. That's what would make me give up. If they fucking got me and held me underwater.
Fear of drowning.
Yeah.
The shocking, the beat and all that.
Yeah,
I could take
that.
Especially for...
Well, the one girl said they kidnapped her.
Oh, that's right, yeah. They found her shaken and duct taped. Found a girl shaken and duct taped. She wasn't harmed.
Oh, shit.
But, it's a mental fuck game.
Yeah, they fucked her up.
It puts me in mind of a bunch of fucked up people that just said, hey, let's go have fun. We all love Halloween. Let's just go scare people and offer them something if they win.
Well, they're offering 20 fucking K.
20K grand prize just to walk through. But here's the thing. 16 years, how many people have made it through this? In 16 consecutive years, how many people have made it through this?
0.
So, who wants to take the Haunted Manor challenge?
I said it at first, and then I started reading about it with you, and I was like, I don't think I want to fucking do this. But you gotta be, like, I can't believe there has been nobody that has been desperate enough in 16 years to keep going.
My thought was, you know what? 20K, that's half of the money I need for the land in Michigan. Because the land I'm looking at's 40K. It's like, dude, that's a down payment.
That'd be perfect.
So I start reading it. It's like, okay, I'll take a shit ton of pot and edibles. I'm fine.
I think you got the
wait.
idea.
Drug test on site. Okay, well, I can remedy that. I'm going to get a bottle of fake pee and duct tape it to my leg, pass the drug test, and then I'm going to eat about 1,000 grams of edibles, close my eyes, and just Afro man my way straight through.
Dude, if I eat 1,000 grams of edibles, I'm not walking through it. I'm laying in the fucking beginning. On the ground.
Well, hey, I got 8 hours.
But no, seriously. Okay.
10 hours.
No, you got 10 hours.
I got 10 hours.
And, you got, what was I going to say? There was something about it that I was going to say. Oh, my question was, can you fight back?
I don't know. First of all, if somebody's touching me and I'm signing a waiver, my thought is they're signing a waiver.
They're signing a waiver because I'm beating that ass.
You're damn right. You
touch
me.
That's what I wanted to say. But the thing is, bro, you're only allowed to go in one at a time, so you better be scrapping.
Oh, that's right.
You better be scrapping because if there's like 4 of them, you got to hit them all.
See, that's the good thing about me. I'm scrawny. I'm squirrely.
Just be kicking legs everywhere.
I'm kicking, throw, just shuck and jive and crawling between legs.
Just windmill it, dude. Like Bart and Lisa. Bart and Lisa Simpson windmill. Like, I'm not gonna stop.
I'll even do the slow motion. Maybe I'll get lucky and they'll be dressed as zombies.
Okay, so 16 years. It could last to 10 hours. Nobody's ever made it. You could get beat the fuck up. But it's 20. It's 20K. It is 20K. I am telling you, I'm going as if I got in there for like 8 hours and I didn't realize like I was almost done or I didn't know how much time had went by because I assume you don't know how much time's gone by. I'm not taking my phone.
I'm not taking my phone, but
Yeah,
you know,
'cause-
I'd wear a wristwatch.
Yeah, so if it doesn't get broken by falling or beaten up,
Yeah.
and
Timex.
you know, if I went 8 hours and then like they fucking got me, like they just completely broke me down, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
I've been through basic training. I got an idea of what that's like. I'm not saying it would be hard. I'm not even saying that there has not been military guys that went through there. So don't get my words twisted.
Oh yeah, I mean hell.
Nobody's ever made it. I'm not saying that I would make it. I'm saying that I could do it for at least 6 hours.
I don't know if I can make it 6, but I think I could seriously go in and do it. I don't know if I'd make it.
Going in the right mindset, I'm telling you what, I would train for this before I go.
Oh, and they also stalk your Facebook.
So they
To
know it
try to
scares you?
find your
Oh,
fears.
fuck.
So, social media. Thank you, social media.
If you keep your shit private, though.
That's true. Yeah.
But I do.
Private.
But for the most part, if they found out that I was not super keen on Chucky the doll.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I watched the new movie and I was
Chucky's
okay.
trippy.
But if I seen that motherfucker and fucking right in front of me, he's getting,
No
he's getting
shit.
fucking the shit kicked out of him. You know what I mean? So that would fuck me up.
I can just see you walking up, kicking him in his head, going 50 yards.
Well, I'm
away.
stomping him. I'm not kicking him. I'm stomping the shit out of him. He better hope he's got a big
Hi, I'm
knife.
Chucky. Want to play? Yeah, come here. I'll
That
play.
new movie was pretty good, though.
I haven't seen it.
It's decent for. That first one scarred me, man. I watched it when I was 5 years old.
Oh, dude, that was your mistake.
Well, my mom made me watch it, man.
Really? I want to talk to your
She
mom
didn't make
about
me
that.
watch it. No, I don't think she made. Well, I don't know, maybe. But we were sitting there, and I remember not. Yeah, I remember being scared. No, I wanted to fucking not watch it. And then she's like, "Now it's time for bed." I'm like, "Are you like
Are
trying?
you fucking
Are you
kidding
like? Do you hate me? Why would you put me to bed after watching that? I'm 5 years old.
Oh,
Nightmares. And I had a Teddy Ruxpin doll. I've mentioned this multiple times on the show. I
damn.
know I have.
She told me to actually mess with you on the show about something that was going to trip you out. I can't remember.
Good.
Damn it. Because she laughed. She's like, okay, you gotta mention this. He'll know exactly what you mean.
Ah, my mom.
Was it clowns?
My mom was evil. No, I could deal with it.
You can deal with clowns?
I was. Oh no, she dressed us up as clowns on Halloween one.
That's what it was.
And I looked like a fucking bum. I didn't look like a clown. I looked like a homeless person.
Yeah, you hated it. That's what it was.
She was evil.
Oh.
Mom, I love you. You're evil. Anyway.
But he does love you. Just
Yeah.
know this.
So-
and the shed's out back. So.
I'm already a big, but I when I go to haunted houses, I go to have fun because none of the haunted houses I go to are like that.
Right.
You know, they're like, oh, be careful. Like they're not going to touch you,
You see
whatever,
the
whatever.
doors and the hinges.
Yeah.
and stuff.
So, but I get scared for fun. When people jump out at me, I tend to like, oh shit,
Right.
jump and like.
Natural
But
reaction.
like I said, I've ran off from my pregnant wife before in a haunted house, so I'm not proud to say that, but I've been to a couple that scared the shit out of me, and I've been to a couple that was like mediocre. But it's always fun, So
Man, I still remember
that is basically not fun. But
No.
you remember what?
I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street about that age when I was 5, and I was into Legos. And I remember holding a Lego wall to my face with that one little itty bitty hole, trying to watch through it because nothing could get through the Lego
Yeah.
wall.
Did you ever have any nightmares about him?
Believe it or not, and you're going to laugh your ass off. Hocus Pocus gave me the worst nightmare
Really?
of my life. I had this reoccurring
The witch one?
dream. Yeah.
Well, you know what? When you're a young kid and you see witches that want to fucking eat you,
And the only thing that tripped me out is I had this reoccurring dream that my mom and I were driving down the road and she was running from him, and I kept telling her, don't look away from the window. And as soon as she looked away from the window, Winifred ripped her out every time, man. I couldn't watch that movie for
God
years.
damn it, Mom. No, Freddy.
I don't even think I ever told her that.
Only one Freddy fucked me up, and that was the first one. And I had a nightmare that he was in my dream, and it was, god damn it, if it wasn't all fucked up, he went to slash me, and I woke up, and I was like, god damn it, that was just like the fucking movies. Except I'm still alive.
Hey, at least it wasn't the Ned Flanders Freddy Krueger.
No.
I think he was far more scarier anyway.
You know who my
Flanders.
favorite Freddy Krueger version is?
Who's
Is
that?
Scary Terry from Rick and Morty.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I can show you YouTube after the show. I'll just show you
Fair
a quick
enough.
YouTube clip. Scary Terry. Oh, it's funny. So anyway, if you guys are feeling froggy about haunted houses this Halloween, it's down in Nashville? Or is it in, where'd they say it was?
I can't even remember.
It's in Tennessee. Just Google 40-page waiver haunted house Tennessee. You'll find it immediately. But it's in one of those well-known cities in Tennessee, I think. I swore it said Nashville. I could be wrong, though. Oh, man, my sister lives in Tennessee. I could go visit them and go.
Oh, dude, there you go.
Damn, I forgot about that. She's in town tonight, though. I think I need to hit her up. Yeah, I should probably text her.
I can't find its location off the top of my head, but yeah, you can Google 40-page waiver haunted house and pull it up.
Because they don't go past Halloween, do they?
I don't believe so. They didn't really give us hours of operation.
Oh, yeah, I didn't
Which would be nice if it was year-long, because, I mean, hell.
I'm sure they got a website. Oh, that'd be crazy. Because, they got haunted mansions and, like actual haunted prisons and shit that are haunted. Like, it's not like they're not haunted all year round, supposedly.
It is located. There's actually 2 locations.
Oh,
I just
no
realized.
shit.
Summertown, Tennessee is the first one, and Huntsville, Alabama.
Whoa, down south. I wouldn't want to go to the Alabama one. No, thank you.
Yeah, and you have to be at least 21 or 18 with the parental permission. Yeah, it is just nuts. $20K payout.
That's crazy.
And it was.
But how? If they're only paying with dog food. Maybe it's the price of dog food is what I meant.
I don't know. It could have been the price of dog food, but
yeah, maybe
just the fact that you're willing to do this and put this much time into it.
He probably loves it.
Oh, there's apparently a picture.
Would you not love kidnapping people for like not getting arrested for
right?
it? I mean, not hurting them, but just like, haha, I get to kidnap and scare the shit out of them.
Right. I mean, hell, you get to do scare tactics.
He's probably pretty fucked up. He's like Stephen King. He's got a fucked up mind. He's got to write it down or he'll kill somebody.
I just want to go in there and hog tie somebody and throw him over my shoulder and just start dancing through the freaking.
You know what I would love to do?
What?
Is kidnap, like a chick came through, right? Or maybe she told her boyfriend to go first. Either way, one or the other made the other one go first, right? I would kidnap the first one, and then I'd be like, who's your other half? Like, did you bring somebody with you? They'd be like, yeah, it's my boyfriend. What's his name? And then I would write a fucking note and and then I would leave it posted when he comes in. Like, if you ever want to see your girlfriend so-and-so again and have a picture of her. Like, tied up,
gagged,
yeah.
taped.
Yeah, dude. Like, you ever want to see her again, you got to do this. And then they got to find clues and they're like fucked up. Like, you got to stick your hand in like this to get this. Or,
oh, damn.
Yeah, dude. I would be sinister with this shit.
You got to stick your whole arm down a 3-foot hole to get a key.
Yeah, and there's like...
It's full of bugs.
Or anything, dude. Oh, yeah, snakes. Non-venomous ones.
Non-venomous.
But they can still bite the shit out of you. Well, you know the thing about non-venomous snakes is they can still bite you, and the fucking fact is they get infected real easy.
A gardener snake can be... I actually got a scar from a gardener snake. Never knew they could bite.
Oh, yeah. The one in my backyard hated me until I killed him. I finally got his ass.
So
after 2 years.
And then you hated
he
him.
was huge, dude. 2 years I've been chasing this motherfucker.
Damn.
He got out of the yard last year. He came back this year, and I pulled a piece of wood, and there he was. I was like, me and you, motherfucker. I had a shovel in my hand. I was like, it's time.
Game on.
Oh, I fucking cut his head off immediately. Because he was a big fucker, dude. And he kept hissing at me and trying to bite me. Otherwise, I'd have been cool with him.
Dude, he hissed at you?
Like, he fucking stood, like, back. He fucking, like, opened his mouth. I was like, okay, it's on. Like, I ain't never seen a garter snake do that shit.
Okay.
He was big as fuck, though, dude. I mean, he's been eating mice in my... Which was cool. I was cool with that. Like, he's eating all these mice, so he's fat as fuck. But he snapped at me, and I don't take kindly to people snapping at me. And I know he's not a people, but he got it. Fucker tried to bite me. I don't like that. So, all right. Patriot_cultivator is your mixer stream.
Yes.
So we talked about you in prior episodes and shouted that out. So if you want to know who Patriot Cultivator is or was, that is Dean.
Hey, guys.
And you can go check his stream on Mixer. So that's another thing he does. Well, Dean, you just said you didn't want to raise your kids on tablets and blah, blah, blah. Hey, video games don't get to be involved on the homesteading. Because at the end of the day, when homework's done, fishing and chores and everything else are done, you get to relax with a little bit of video games. And he's not probably saying they don't get tablets at all.
Oh, yeah. They're limited.
It's just limitations on the shit because there's more important shit to be done.
My oldest, that's his routine. You come home, do your homework, eat dinner, you can get on tablet.
Yeah. Well, see, my son, he comes home, he gets on Fortnite. I'm like, hey, did you do your homework? Yeah. Hey, did you clean your room? Yeah. I go look at his room, it's like half-ass clean. I'm like, okay, I'll accept that. It's okay. And I'm like, did you do anything else? He's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing then?
Just relaxing.
Yeah, but it is what it is. I don't give him shit all the time. Hey, when it gets too much,
it keeps him off the streets getting in trouble.
Yeah, for sure, dude. That's what the best thing about it is. But you got a great plan. Now my thing is, what I was going to ask you is what I meant to say was, are you going to have other families? Like, are you trying to get land where it's just enough that
Well, for now,
You know,
the plan is just me and my family go up and get pretty much allocated into it. I have a small militia. I've always kept it small, just a close group of friends, family of friends.
right.
You know, we've always been there for each other, and I've extended invitations out to other people.
You know, I mean, even if they move close in the area,
Right.
you can all still help each other.
And you know, the Upper Peninsula was perfect for me because it's not densely populated. I don't like a lot of people, and you know,
I mean, if you wanted to be around a lot of people, you couldn't do what you want to do.
right,
Because you have to have the space, you know.
right. And I won't lie, I do plan on going up there and having huge gardens, and
Right,
you know, I literally want to be self-sufficient and live off the land.
right. You know, you could get back to the community by a farmer's market.
Yeah.
Selling some vegetables on the side that you're not going to get to eat up.
Well, eventually what I'd like to do is get enough people out there to kind of have like a small community.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just share it with them.
That's what's
Let
up.
them all move out and just, you know, good, wholesome people that just want to be away from the hustle and bustle and just want to be more of a primitive living style. And I mean, not that I'm going back to horse and buggy and oil lamps and all. I mean,
No, I wouldn't mind going back to
horses.
horses now. Don't get me wrong. I like horses.
I
For
wouldn't
short
mind
travel,
it
I would
either.
love it.
Short travel would be great. Now, if I have to go, you know, hundreds of miles, no.
Yeah, no, fuck that. You know, but that's the thing. For short local travel, you know, if it takes you an hour in a car, I don't know how long roughly on a horse that would take you. So I guess it would have to be limitations to it. Where you'd have horse trails, but you'd also have byways and roads to go for farther travel. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd love that.
I mean, hell, we have bike trails running with roads.
Exactly.
Why can't you make it for horses?
But then they say, but at the end of the day, if you ride on the side of a lot of roads, it's not legal, I think, in certain areas.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
So it's
And
not
then
too bad.
you're always going to have people complaining, well, there's horse shit on the side of the road. It's like, well,
Deal with it.
it's going to go away.
Yeah,
It's not like a plastic bottle that sits there for 30 years.
Exactly. All right, well, for our last about 10 minutes, we're going to talk about something that I read an article on. And it was about South Carolina teachers moonlight as factory workers to make a living wage. And I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And I was like, well, no teacher should have to work at a factory to make a living wage.
Yeah, especially when you're, you know, fueling our economy by teaching the next generation.
You know, if you're supposed to be, you know, teaching kids the proper way and you're a good teacher, you shouldn't have to do that. So I looked into the article and I was a bit surprised, which, damn it, I closed the article. Son of a
yeah, you
bitch.
did.
I didn't mean to close the
Oh,
article.
you
but
restarted the computer.
I did. I got the gist of the article, though. And basically, I started reading into it.
Clickbait.
And it was clickbaity as hell. And I hate clickbait. And I was reading it and I was like, this teacher is complaining that she does not make a livable wage. Which she has a small argument if she was single.
Yeah, if she was single.
And she's really not got an argument if she
And we
was
were still kind of on her side until
Yeah.
we read
Yeah.
3 more lines.
Yes. And then I kept reading into the paragraph, and it was like, I only make $35,000 a year as a teacher in South Carolina, and my husband only makes $37,000 a year. And I was like, skirt. What?
Yeah.
Your husband makes $37,000 a year, and you make $35,000 a year, so that's like a little over $70,000 a year between both of you, right?
Right.
So,
Red fire truck. How are you not living, lady?
what do you mean? And then I was like, maybe South Carolina's cost of living is higher than most states around it. And then I was like, skirt.
That was a valid point, too.
No, it's not. It's the same. She's like, but people in states near us are getting paid more. Yeah, that's a fair argument there. Maybe a couple grand more. Okay, I can see that. But the cost of living is no different. They're only making $2,000 more than you.
And they're not complaining they're not making it.
Yeah, so I'm confused that you have dual incomes of mutual income. He makes a little bit more, but you make more than most households do, and the average, I guess, in that median area right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because most other households are only making 35 because of only one income, because the other spouse has to watch young kids or they can't afford daycare or what have you.
Right. I make $30K roughly,
Right.
and it's not always easy, but I make it.
Right.
And I do have my wife's income too, but you know, you're still 40K above what her and I are making together, and you're not making it, or 30K above us, whatever. But that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I just don't see her argument that they're not surviving. You know what I mean? Like, then they're obviously living outside their means. Like, they have too high of maybe multiple car payments.
Oh, I just got a pay raise. It's time to go buy a new car.
Yeah, maybe jiu-jitsu classes for their kids.
Yoga,
that
band.
whatever. But it could be whatever. Like, not saying jiu-jitsu is a bad thing for the kids, but if right now it's not the thing that cable that's like $150 when you can buy like cheaper cable packages now through like little outlets.
There's high-speed internet. Use Tubby.
You can stream. Like, who's paying for cable? You should be streaming. You know what I mean? It's a lot cheaper. They're living outside their means is all I can say. I make less than you.
Yeah.
And on one income, I'm making it.
Yeah.
And the cost of living is the same here.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to tell these people.
Poor money management.
Yes,
skills.
they're just crying. That's what these people do. Is we're not. You're making $70,000 a year. If I made $70,000 a year, I would be living great.
Right, but then we would have the same problem because we'd be living high on the hog and being great.
Yep.
Unless we actually were smart enough to be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to take this and just put it off to the side.
Her daddy probably made a lot more money than her husband does. And she's like, we don't make enough. Well, you should have married somebody like your daddy.
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
Depending on where
I don't know. I don't know what their problem is,
that.
but I don't see their argument. And before you guys jump on me, I don't have the article at hand, but I read into the article more, and I was like, wait, there's got to be something here that I'm not seeing. And you read it with me, and there was nothing there that we could find on their argument that $70,000 a year is not enough to live on. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell the lady. I was like, what the fuck is this lady complaining about? Because it was an actual news article when they fucking were like moonlighting as a second job. Like, that's her own choice.
Yeah.
Like, if she wants to make $70K a year herself and her husband make $35, that's her choice to work 2 jobs.
But don't cry about it.
Because if you want to own a fucking Land Rover, then you need to work 2 jobs. That's your choice. When you can drive a Honda Civic, that, to each his own, though. Don't cry to everybody else that you don't make enough and the state's responsible for it because you want to drive a Land Rover.
Yep.
Fuck that. That's all I got to say tonight.
I drive an old used truck, and I'm very happy with it. It gets me where I need to go. It's paid off. I don't need something big, brand new, flashy, and fancy. All I need to
I
do
used to
is
think
start.
that. I used to think that you did. I did. I mean, back in the day. Like, when I was younger, man. I was like, no, I need the nicest cars and shit like that. And I realized one day, like, it's not about the material things, man. Like, I do like my nice little... I do need a nice phone. I'm sorry. I need a good phone that works, you know what I mean? And I multitask on it. So, I mean, as far as that and a computer, otherwise, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm cool. I just got rid of my brand new car that I paid $500 a month for. Don't have it no more.
Don't need it?
Don't need
have it.
I probably do need it. But
really?
I can get another car. I can pay cash for something.
Yeah,
that will
something
be
easy.
My mom's getting surgery on Monday. She's like, use my Honda for a little bit. I'm going to fix it up for her a little bit while I'm driving it. You know what I mean? And then while I save for another car.
Yeah.
Because my red car out there is paid off.
That'd be good.
So,
that'll help you out.
Yeah, and I don't need that. And now that I got $500 a month back in my pocket, I can put it towards saving towards a car. I'll have another car in a month. I'll buy me a $1,000 Honda Civic and be good.
Yeah, put
you know what I'm saying?
$300,000 on it before it dies.
I'll race that little motherfucker. Spoon engines? What? No, I'm just kidding. I don't do all that dumb shit. But anyway,
well, I don't know, man. You got the bike.
Yeah,
I've heard that thing wind up.
Yeah, I mean my bike's my baby, so I don't do it with the cars. But my bike, I'll do some shit to my bike. This winter's getting tore down. It's getting tore down this winter.
Is it really?
Oh, I'm doing it all up. Putting new fairings on it. She already said I can have the money with taxes. I'm putting a brand new fairing kit on that motherfucker.
Come up and help you.
New chain. It's got new tires on it. I'm getting new.
What did those tires run? In all honesty,
like $60, and then Jim put it on for me.
Wow, that was it.
Yeah,
that was cheesy.
But I mean, if I took it to a shop, it'd been like 120. Yeah, because he put it on in less than an hour.
Right. How many he's done so long?
Well, shit, he's like, I used to do like fucking 100 of these a day. At the track. I was like, damn.
Dude,
Fuck
I have
that.
trouble keeping up with him at times.
That 73-year-old motherfucker could outwork anybody I know.
I just told him that last
Hey,
week.
let him hear this show. Jim, I love you. I miss you.
We all love you, man.
That motherfucker could outwork any young motherfucker I know.
He can. He's dedicated.
He built all them tables by himself with one arm because the motherfucker's arm's bad on the other side. That dude's a trooper.
And he did it all before us.
Crazy. No, I'm seriously liking all of that. That is crazy.
I mean, legit. I've seen him do things that's just like, dude.
Yeah.
I hope I can do half of this at your age.
Him and his son, man, they're two good people.
They really are.
And his daughter too. I'm sorry, Terry too. So
Terry is awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, that's all I got tonight, man. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good, man. Hey,
I love
Make sure
doing
you
cash
share the
bites.
love.
I love doing cash bites. Like myself, this is my show because he's not here.
Right.
I think it's not that saying that me and Steve don't have chemistry, but when I get to talk to somebody else one-on-one, I feel like it flows good too.
It's kind of nice,
because
isn't it?
yeah, it's a little change up, and I enjoy it. So, fuck you, Steve. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, make sure you all share and like the pages. Come on now, show us some love.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share those in the group and on the page. So if you guys want to share that, help out. If you can donate even $1, that'd be helpful.
I mean,
you know?
even if you don't donate, just sharing it would be. I just want to get the word out of what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah, because there's a lot of good you could do with that for the communities up there, you know, and
in all honesty, if the YouTube does pan out, I plan on ever through GoFundMe. I mean, I'm not going to be able to pay 40, 50, 60K a year, but,
right.
you know, kids that want a new bike or something, you know, family had a fire.
Yeah.
I can help.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. There's always ways to give back. You know, that's the beauty of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I hope it works out for you. Yeah, man, I think it will too. So
I hope so.
No matter what, even if you get some small donations, I think you're the type of guy that can figure it out.
I hope so.
So, all right, guys. Well, it has been great having you on. I'm sure this won't be the last time either.
Oh, definitely not.
We have a show tomorrow as well with Greg, and we're going to be doing some more D&D. Look, I promise you, I said one time in my life I would never fucking play D&D. I said I'd never play that shit.
Fun.
And I played it one time, and I was like, God damn it.
We're going to come up with a support character for me. That way I'm not important to the actual gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Someone who can just come and go.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So I'll definitely join in.
My guy's name is Honey Badger.
Honey Badger?
But I forget what... I gotta remember.
I like how you pick the most dangerous animal in the world.
Exactly. So that's
you ever seen them things take on a lion?
Dude, I watched a video. No, never a lion, but I watched a video of him fucking a king cobra up. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, stay away from them.
All right, peskycatent@gmail.com, at the Open Mic Show Podcast on Facebook, at ENTCat on Twitter, and Cash_West on IG for me. Hit me up. Send us your show ideas, anything. You can call us on Skype. Just make an appointment on the page on Facebook. If you want to get on the show, make an appointment as well. So other than that, everybody enjoy your day or night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Later.